Go figure, nigga. Sunday night, the big kahuna is back on the set. All right, welcome aboard. Thank you for hanging out with me last night. We streamed the, well, not the actual fight on my channel, but we did a live stream and we talked, we laughed, we watched somebody get their shit rocked. Wow. And we have to talk about that. Also, this evening, I want to revisit, which I don't usually do, a topic, because Nomad Nick, who was my co-host last night with regards to the Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr. boxing match, Nomad Nick said, and I quote, Young Thug is a better artist than Andre 3000 was. Now, I'm a man of a certain age, and I do recall the rise of Outkast. I was also doing a radio promotion during those days and marketing and so on and so forth. So I saw them come up, and the impact of not just Outkast, but Andre 3000 was monumental. And I don't know all of the stats, the numbers, and the chart positionings. I forgot a lot of that stuff. But Young Thug sat down with T.I., as you guys know, on his podcast, Expeditiously, I think that's what it's called, and took some shots at Andre 3000. So I want to revisit that because since then, some of you have sent me literally video footage of Andre 3000 praising Young Thug, Lil Wayne, and others, giving them praise, saying, whoa, I can't compete with that. And I think that has a lot to do with why he's getting, why Young Thug is being dragged right now. There's also a picture of him wearing the long-ass white trench coat saying, I want to be Andre 3000 on the back. So it's kind of convoluted. It's a clusterfuck of sorts, but I do want to address it because Nomad Nick and others, including Greasy Ronnie, who's going to be calling in shortly. Ronnie said Young Thug is a better artist than Andre 3000. Let me take a sip early. Now, I don't know Young Thug's catalog. I'll admit to that. I know some of his tracks. And I'll also be honest to say that I didn't take him serious for a lot of years. When I saw him in that little dress with him and, who was that? They came out together. They had a, oh God, I forget his name. He came up with the group here in Atlanta, and he was wearing that little dress, and I didn't take him serious. I said, he's just clout chasing. He's following David Bowie and Prince and the rest of these guys. So I don't know his catalog, but I do want to be fair and objective. So on the screen, Young Thug versus Andre 3000. What say you? All right. I see Nomad Nick. Nick, sit tight. I see you in the queue. Coming to you shortly. Nomad Nick, sit tight. Nate Robinson. Wow. Got his clock cleaned last night. Yes. Second round, Jake Paul popped his chain, dropped him like a bad habit. I think that was that the third or the second knockout in the fight? I forget. I was drinking last night. And the memes are crazy. The memes are crazy. Salute to Calvin, aka Snoop Dogg. He did some great commentating on the fight itself. I listened to some of the audio playback today. Snoop did a great job, and I saw people literally clowning Nate Robinson, Jim Jones, Iman Shumpert didn't go in on him too hard, but there was a host of others that just, they were literally just saying, yo, fam, you good? Rah. So I want to talk about that, and I want to ask you, why is he getting dragged and roasted by Black Twitter primarily? Isn't there some type of subconscious, meaning behind Nate Robinson getting beat by a white guy, Jake Paul. Does it have to do with post-slavery and the Jim Crow era, and you're not supposed to let a white man beat you like that? Help me out here, but it's very, very entertaining. I will say that. And also, Nate Robinson, he's a free agent right now. I imagine he's pretty much done in the NBA. He's 36 years of age now. Position point guard. He played with the New York Knicks, the Boston Celtics, Oklahoma City Thunder, Golden State Warriors, Chicago Bulls, Denver Nuggets, the Clippers, and the New Orleans Pelicans. So he's been around, and I think was he the first three-time slam dunk champion? Help me out. I remember him from the New York Knicks. Oh, he was part of that whole, tough nigga roster, Right boy cleaned his clock. All right, so those are my topics tonight. And also, folks, let me just say again, because last night I forgot, I'm looking for a private investigator in the New York City, or New York tri-state area. Private investigator. If anybody knows one, or if you are one yourself, I'll put my email address on the screen shortly. Investigator. I can't forget that. All right. Snitch Network business. But right now, Nomad Nick, are you there? Area code 415. Nomad Nick.
What's poppin'? Star Nomad Nick calling out the district. What's going on, man?
Yeah. Good to have you aboard, man, and thank you again for helping me last night. You and I have we have been commentators for some pretty big fights over the last couple of years.
Yeah, I want to say the last fight that we did was Donald Cerrone and Conor, maybe. Conor McGregor. It was like in January, right before COVID popped off.
Okay.
Were you with me on the Deontay Wilder fight? I had literally 30,000 people in my live stream. I even had the screenshot. People were like, "Yo, you got 30,000 people watching. You part of that fight?"
Yeah, that was. I think it was like 60,000 to be honest.
No. Don't amp it up. It was 30,000 in my live stream.
Okay.
Deontay Wilder.
I don't remember. I just remember I was off the bottle. I was off a cheap bottle of like Christian Brothers. Yeah.
All right, so listen, man. You and I have been in contact today, and let me bring in Ronnie also because Ronnie's got stuff to do. She can't hang out all evening. Ronnie, I see you. Sit tight. Let me just talk to Nick for a second, right, Ronnie?
Sure, sorry.
Okay. All right, so Nick.
What's poppin', Ronnie?
You and I, we spoke, or we were communicating today earlier, and I said, hey, man, I want to revisit this Young Thug versus, well, it's not really versus Andre 3000, and I'm not trying to turn it into a beef or tension or anything, but I want to revisit this because you said some things last night, and when a couple of people called in to challenge you, they were respectful, they weren't trying to come at you sideways. You got defensive, yeah, and you were firing back, and it wasn't.
Well, I mean, this. Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, a lot of them were actually calling in to agree with me, but they were trying to have this like adversarial conversation about it, even though they were agreeing with me. So I was just telling them, what's the point of doing that? You're just calling and say you agree, just calling and say that you're right. I agree with him on this. They don't have to actually call in and try to challenge something when they're agreeing. It doesn't even logically make sense.
Well, now, hang on a second, Nick, because this show is not a black show. On the screen, it says,
For sure.
It says the objective perspective, and some of those people were not agreeing with you, and they had some good questions. So I don't want to harp on that, but I want us to revisit that, and I want you to state your position, and I want to take some calls, and I want you to rationally explain your position without getting into some tension with regards to Young Thug. You said, and correct me if I'm wrong, Young Thug is a better artist than Andre 3000 was, yes?
Absolutely correct. I think Young Thug, in just a short, 7 to 8 years, has had such an indelible impact into what hip hop is. He's pushed boundaries. Star, more than anybody, that hip hop is, you called it yourself a disposable culture, right? The artists are disposable, music is disposable, songs are disposable. And
well, hang on a second. I didn't say disposable culture. I said you have disposable heroes. And I wasn't trying to dump on hip hop do have a lot of genuine respect for hip hop because I was part of the major labels and the marketing companies that was promoting and marketing hip hop.
Right, at WEA, right?
WEA,
At
Atlantic,
WEA.
Virgin, a bunch of other labels. But
Yeah.
But hang on a second because I want you to lay this out and we want to take some calls. Okay, so now I don't know Young Thug's catalog. Why do you say he's a better artist when in reality, Young Thug, Lil Wayne, and a host of others, if you ask me, the mumble rappers, the rappers talking about lean, the money phones, these are Andre 3000's babies. I say that respectfully.
Okay, that's fine.
Right, go.
Yeah, I mean, and then you can have the argument that, Sugar Ray Leonard was an amazing boxer for his generation, one of the greatest of all time. But then, if that births a Floyd Mayweather who does what Sugar Ray Leonard did but better, went at every single challenger, every single champion, he's a better version.
Okay.
Just because you're an originator doesn't necessarily mean that you're better. You know. And to call, I think to call Young Thug and Lil Wayne mumble rappers is doing such a disservice to hip hop.
No, I wasn't calling them mumble rappers. I said those two and a host of others.
Yeah.
And I threw mumble rappers into that statement. Not trying to disrespect Lil Wayne because Lil Tucci is in my top 10, greatest of all time.
As he should be. I don't know.
Lick it like a lollipop. Call me.
There's not a world where Lil Wayne is better than Jay-Z. There's not a world.
Okay.
Sorry. There's not a world where he's better than Jay-Z. Jay-Z is the greatest of all time.
Okay.
Even phoning it in 2020 and 2019, he's better than half the guys that are active.
You're right. I said Lil Tucci's in my top 10.
He'll drop him.
Yeah, Lil Tucci's somewhere around number 7, number 8.
Greatest.
Yeah, number 8. Okay.
You said he's the greatest.
No, I said Lil Tucci is in my top 10.
Okay. And listen, I respect lyricists too, Star. Don't get it messed up, man. Benny the Butcher, all the Griselda stuff, I'm into it. But I'm telling you, Young Thug, and I'm not, listen, we're not even, Young Thug isn't even better than Lil Uzi. And that tells you how good of an artist Young Thug. And Young Thug is better than Andre 3000. Andre 3000 just doesn't have the catalog. Young Thug's been putting out so much. Forget even the features. Just look at his mixtapes, like the I Come From Nothing series with DJ Swamp Izzo. Like all these early Atlanta mixtapes.
Okay.
Haitian slang.
Okay.
Haitian slang, as weird and early in his career as it is, the brilliance is there. And we're talking about 2014.
Nate Robinson getting his shit rocked. Please do. Super Chat, Cash App. And my question, is there a subconscious